Saffron represents an essence, the essence of my artistic practice. Saffron is known for its purity, for its spirituality, and for the Sikhs, its valor, courage, and sacrifice. To me, saffron is the weight of an idea. The color itself is, to me, like the overflow of the infinite through the fabric of a turban, and the stain that a prayer or a blessing might leave behind. So saffron has played an important role over the last 8 years in everything that I've done. It all kind of happened separately and together, The final compositions, the final collection was decided post me deciding the narrative, once the narrative for this exhibition had been pinned down. My work has remained the same, even though my style has changed over the years. My work has been about the body in pain, the vulnerable body in pain, like the bodies of immigrants and refugees and the colonized people, Everything in pale and saffron, my poems, everything in this exhibition, the paintings and the sculptures, suggest a way out of 150 years of colonial rule, you know what I mean? It's concerned, it's preoccupied with the choreography of coloniality and colonial inheritances. So my paintings, my poems, my sculpture, all kind of work around that, and it's kind of a call to action for me. It's a kind of a call to action to escape captivity, to reach for freedom, even as our old dead colonial master's voice rings in our head and tells us to refrain from rebellion and to stay within the confines of our past, One of the main influence in this exhibition, Saffron Surrender, and my last exhibition, Saffron Songs, is a 17th century European Baroque painter, Peter Paul Rubens. I've been following him forever, and I love his work, and his vibrant, emotional style, very movement-based, very dynamic, kind of inspires and it connects very much with the way I paint. I want to bring movement into my painting practice. I want to bring, I choreograph my work in front of my canvases, and I paint violent battle scenes. So it lends itself a lot to that. And Peter Paul Rubens, apart from being very prolific and very emotional and very dynamic in his work, he painted very large paintings. He painted a spectacle, and he painted devotional paintings. And because so much of my work, because I'm painting about the religion that I was born into and a religion that I admire, I'm painting about the scar in the body of a Sikh, and I'm painting about superating wounds. I want it to be, my paintings, the paintings cannot escape the devotional aspect. So, apart from the color saffron, the turban that Sikh men wear and Sikh women wear around the world has been an intriguing thing for me, and I've been connected to that, to the gestures, movements of turban tying and the fabric itself for 8 years now, longer actually, and these sculptures here are turban proxies, what I call turban proxies. I want to represent the objects and the technologies behind the performance of prayer and faith. And I think of the turban as an object as such, right? It's a kind of a prayer tech. So to me, the turban is like an antenna. It's like a conduit to reach a sacred presence. So I've built sculptures around that, and I've been building sculptures around that for a while now. And these sculptures here today, I've worked with a kavadi maker in Ipoh as a fabricator, and kavadi to me is also a prayer tech, a prosthesis that you adorn on your body to connect with the sacred presence. And together we have devised these sculptures. We created this installation. If you sit underneath them, you spend a moment contemplating the exhibition, contemplating your presence in this world, you might be able to connect with the sacred presence with the help of a prayer tech. There are several important colors that I use in this. I use a technique used by Baroque painters to paint in oils and in acrylic. So I start with a set of drawings, the first composition. Often I use sketches from my sketchbook, and I juxtapose them together, or lay them, and then I transfer them onto canvas using grisaille, the underpaint technique. I use either saffron, or gold, or purple actually to do the underpaint. And gold is very important to both the colonizers and the colonized. For instance, among the Sikh, gold was the color of our most sacred temple, the Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple of Amritsar. The top 2 floors are gold-plated. They were gold-plated by our very important king, Maharaja Rajinder Singh, right? And gold works very well with green. So Peter Paul Rubin used a lot of green in his work. And that's one of the reasons why the walls are painted green in this. But they also work as a complementary color to gold, which kind of allows it to pop. But I still, to this day, and I've noticed this time and time again, think of the Europeans and white men to be better in many ways, to be more correct. And that's not always the case, and I think that's inherited. It's part of my makeup, part of the way I've been brought up, part of the way that I've absorbed some of the stories, right? And I think it is generational, right? So I like to correct that, but it's important to first reflect on it, to know that that's something that I do. And so how my vision is colored by this particular presupposition of prejudice towards against something, right? So that's a fault that I need to correct with it, I think. Saffron Surrender. Do not be anxious about me. For 18 years I have eaten salt at the hand of our emperor, and now I shall pay him with my loyalty. Jan Puman Singh, 31st Punjabi, World War I, Sikh soldier.